My name's Tomney. I'm a Yes campaigner. I have been since the last general election before that one, because when Labour failed to win the election and the Tories went into bed with the Lib Democrats, I decided to set up the Independence for Now campaign, Independence for Scotland Now campaign. I set that up on Facebook with 50 members until the date of the referendum was announced, and it just blossomed, and we've got thousands of members now. We've got groups all over. We've got Vote Yes for Independence, Scot, which I admin, Independence for Scotland, Keep Scotland in Europe campaign. I've set up the very first Keep Scotland in Europe campaign, and it's set up when I knew that the Tories had won the election and they were going to bring in this referendum. It's important that Scotland stays in Europe because it would cost us so much economically and cost us almost 50% or just over 50% of our jobs in this country. So it's important that we retain our European status, even if we get dragged out it by the Union, which is a trigger for a referendum to... Oh, I think it's very important because politics is life. There's nothing that you can do in this life that's not touched by politics. Even going into a shop to pay for your electricity or your telephone bill, that is put on there by politicians. Yes, I did. Yeah. I voted SNP because I felt that Labour had let the country down badly, especially during the referendum. I mean, Keir Hardie was a pro-independence and home rule candidate who founded the Labour Party. And to me, Keir Hardie was the essence and soul of the Labour Party. But I have since the general election joined the SNP, and I have found the difference between the SNP and the Labour Party is the SNP is led by the members, and it's like a family. It's like an extended national family, where the Labour Party is run by the NEC in London, and the Labour Party in Scotland is little more than a branch that's got to follow the orders of the masters for London. And to me, Labour had the opportunity while they were in power to create wealth and jobs. When the Tories shut the steelworks, the shipyards, Labour did nothing to replace them in the years they were in power. So I can never trust the Labour Party again, and neither will my children. So the 2016 elections coming, and I say we should go SNP, SNP. Everybody in Scotland should vote for the SNP. The NHS in Scotland is better than the NHS in England. Run the Lancashire Health Authority. So any failings in that area can be directed at the Labour administration, not the Holyrood one. Well, sadly enough, I think some people might be kind of tempted to go back to Labour, but I would just say beware of false promises, because don't forget the vow. 9% of people in Scotland think the vow has been delivered, but the vow will never be delivered because the Smith Commission doesn't go as far as the vow was promised. The vow promised to devolve everything to Scotland, virtually bar foreign affairs and defence. The vow was actually what I would call Devo Max, and the powers that we are getting is very, very far short of Devo Max. Mind you, they've given us full control over road signs. But I think the greatest threat is World War III, because austerity is leading us towards World War III. Because at times the austerity creates the conditions for World War, and that's all austerity is. It's a prelude to a World War. If you look at the Great War, that was done when unemployment was at a high, austerity was the thing. They were cutting services. You had the slums in London, and you had deaths through diseases like diphtheria and and all these diseases are making a comeback. We need to be protecting our children because our children are our future. And that's why I voted yes, and that's why I still say we need independence. Because it's not about the bombs, it's about the bearings, it's about the future we give them. We're destroying this planet bit by bit. We also need to look at taking cars off the road, because we need to look at the environment as a whole. Because again, the planet does not belong to us. We only borrow it from our children and their children and their children. So what sort of planet do we want to leave our kids? I'm not sure. I don't think there'll be a need for one. I think there may be a condition comes where we can actually go to the UN and declare UDI as they did in Ireland. Nicola, just keep going the way you're going. You've got great support in the north of England. A lot of the north of England want to join Scotland and be part of an independent Scotland, which is understandable, because I've always argued, how can you save something that does not exist? The United Kingdom has never been united, because there'll always be a disunited kingdom for those that have got in the south and those that have gotten out in the north.